Hi everyone, welcome to episode 2 of JB Commentary. Today I'll be discussing the upcoming Charlo and Plant doubleheader. But before I start, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch my analysis. And if you're a fan of the beautiful sport of boxing and want to see some unbiased, detailed fight reviews and storyline explanations, please subscribe and turn on your notifications to give you a shout for when I post. This upcoming card is an interesting one because this doubleheader is set up as a prelude to a planned showdown between the former two-division world champion Jamal Charlo and former 168-pound world champion Caleb-Plant. Both contenders have been set up with must-win warm-up fights, and if successful, we can finally be treated to a high-level matchup that's been 2 years in the making. This particular card is very interesting to say the least because our two headliners have a bit of a juicy history with one another. So, just under 2 years ago, Caleb and Jamal had a very physical clash backstage at the weigh-ins of the Spence and Crawford title fight. Let's take a look at what Caleb-Plant had to say on the matter.
Getting frustrated, he reached up and pulled the hair on my chin.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
He touched your face, huh?
Yeah, pulled the hair on my chin. Kind of hard too, and I kind of like pushed him off me. And people are, starting to hear us and kind of starting to get in between us. I'm like, bro, don't ever do that again. Like, what is your problem? Why would you do that? Yeah. And he starts calling me a white boy. Like, look at him, y'all, acting just like a white boy. Look at him, getting scared just like a white boy would. You really put my back against the wall when you do something like that. So, I had to handle my business and do what I did, and y'all seen the video.
Okay, now let's talk about the fight between Caleb-Plant and Armando Resendiz. I've seen a few Resendiz fights, and I would describe him as a good sparring partner if you're preparing for a fight with someone like Canelo Alvarez, because they do share a few common attributes. Armando is a come-forward, front-foot fighter with typical Mexican attributes. He's stocky, he punches well to the body, he swings aggressively with 2 to 3 overhand hook combinations, he's decent at cutting off the ring, and he's very good at fighting on inside range. Now, unfortunately, Armando lacks the head movement of Canelo, so I don't see him dodging many of Canelo's attacks when they eventually come. Armando has average power for a 160-pounder. This fight is at 168 pounds. If you're an average puncher at a lower weight class, how much more ineffective will your power be at a higher weight class against a natural super middleweight? Also, let's not forget, Caleb has survived 11 rounds of Canelo and 12 rounds of David Benavidez. These are two of the hardest hitting super middleweights in recent times. If Caleb can last that long against such powerful punches, what can you seriously expect Armando to do to him? Unless Armando gets on the juice, or Caleb gets caught perfectly with a 1 in a million shot, I do not see Armando's power bothering him in the slightest. Now, another flaw of Armando is his extremely short arms. With such a short reach, he cannot fight at distance with a long-range counterpuncher like Caleb-Plant. He has no choice but to force his way to the inside and force Caleb into a wall. So, based on skill level, experience, size, and recent form, I see a dominant win for Caleb. He's significantly bigger, his feet are way more educated, he's more athletic, he's held his own in recent times against elite level competition. He's proved he belongs there. Respectfully speaking, Armando is a significant drop in competition level, and he's from a lower weight class. This fight is completely under Caleb's control. If he wants to have a war, he'll simply allow Armando to fight on the inside and go toe to toe. If he wants to keep him at a distance and keep the damage level to a minimum to save him for the fight later down the line of Charlo, he can also do that. I don't believe he'll knock him out, but I see a very clear unanimous decision where he'll win by a complete shutdown. He's winning all the rounds. This is almost a guaranteed win. Like, if I was a betting man, if I was a gambling man, I'd put the house on it. I would put the house on it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. When the fight's over, we'll be discussing how things got on, and hopefully my predictions are correct. So yeah, see you guys. Bye.